What's up guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be doing a breakdown that I've been getting asked to do for a while now. The breakdown that I'm talking about is that I signed a creator back in July with no previous OF experience. She's never had an OnlyFans before, she never went on OF, and she wanted to start one, and within 60 days, we as an agency took her to $200,000 per month. Now, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how we did this. I've broken this down into 4 phases, the exact 4 phases that my agency uses, which is the Fantra operating system that you see right here. But let's get straight into it. This creator, first, I want to say, was a very hard worker. You need an A-tier creator to do numbers like this. You can't just generate that sort of money within 60 days. You can generate that sort of money in a very, very long-term aspect if you have a mid-level creator. But to have $200,000 be generated in under 2 months, you definitely need a hard worker. You need somebody that is going to leverage your work. And what I mean by that is basically if you put in 10x effort, they are also going to be putting in that amount of effort. So let's jump straight into it. This is before. You can see I have the inflow set from July 1st to the 17th just to prove no earnings were made. She didn't have an OnlyFans at all. You can see in the actual OF, I can only go back to the 18th, which was the day that we created her OF for her. And fast forward 60 days, we still work with this creator. You can see October, it goes up, but July is her first month. And you can see once again, it is flatline until July 18th when we started her OF. And then it absolutely blew up. In the month of July, we generated $109,000 and netted $87,000. And then in August, the very next month, so 60 days, we generated 135,000, so 108,000. So if you do the math on that net wise, you're looking at just about $200,000 flat. Gross, we did well over 200,000, but I want to get into exactly how we did this, what phases we went through, what was the most important things we're looking at, and I'm going to break that down all in today's video. So phase 1, which was the onboarding and signing of this creator. One thing I always like to say is make day 1, days ones, which I basically say the first week inside of signing a creator, worth 30 days. You want a lot of stuff to go down within this first couple of days working with a creator, because it is how you are going to set the energy, how you are going to set the room, the expectations for the following months forward with your creator. So one of the first things that we do is set up a central command setup. We open a Telegram channel dedicated for content and for her. It's not some sort of messy chat. What we do is we create topics. Those topics are included on IG, TikTok, and Twitter accounts. Pretty much anything, we will have it basically say IG semicolon at and then the username of that account, so we can keep all of the content organized within those specific topics. Every message, file, task, and piece of content has a home. This is one of the best ways to run content distribution, just because with her, we wanted it to be extremely efficient. We didn't really care too much about having this huge professionalistic aspect because she never had an OnlyFans before. So one of our biggest things that we wanted to make sure we did was create a very easy environment for her to send us content and us receive it. And for us with this creator was Telegram. Now, you don't have to necessarily have Telegram your content distribution. It just operates like a group chat. The quality is not lost. I know a lot of you guys were wondering on that. It's one of the most efficient ways, just because you can load it up on any phone, send the links directly in for content recommendations, because I used to send in weekly content plans, but that had me working 2 hours every single day, once a week, to create a content plan that really changed once we got halfway through the week. So we do plan out in a week in advance. We'll get into the planning and scheduling later in this video, but overall, we wanted a very efficient content. So make sure that you guys, one of the first things we set up within the first 24 hours of signing is that Telegram communication and content channel. Second to that is we send her scripts in sequences. We send her our full script book. We send her the welcome messages, sequences, the content, the PPVs, the upsells, the retention flows. She doesn't have to write a single word. She doesn't have to think anymore. She just approves it, we build it, and she executes on said content. Now, this is one of the biggest things that a lot of guys don't do when they first sign creators. They jump on the Instagram accounts, they jump on the social media, and they just start marketing. Why I don't like doing that is because marketing is a delayed aspect. You are not going to go on an Instagram account, post, let's say 10 videos, 20 videos in the span of a week and make any sort of monumental changes. The biggest changes are going to be coming from your content on the OF and also the way and style you're doing that on the OF page. So what do I mean by that? We wanted to run a full girlfriend experience with this creator. We'll get into how exactly we ran that later in this video, but the biggest things that we needed to make sure was that we'd have content ready to sell. It was the perfect type of content that we wanted to sell and that it was actually up to our standards, because if we just started marketing and we brought in a whole nother volume of fans, but we didn't have the best and absolute way to maximize our earnings on said content, it would be redundant and there would be no point. So we send her scripts and sequences for her to create literally within the first 24 hours of signing, as well as OF optimization. So we send her those scripts and we also log into the inflow in OF, which in the OF, we are of course optimizing before we do anything, just as we log into the account, which is going to be the bio, banner, pricing, preview content, discount structure, where things of this nature. Are we going to be getting rid of nude content on the wall? We may be, with her, of course, it was blank. So we set it up, we set everything up, we started posting. But with other creators, the way that we run it is we optimize the OF very strictly. We launched her at $10 with a 50% discount. Why did we do this? Is because if you have a very low barrier to entry, and I know $5 may seem high for some of you guys running free pages, but when you do the content on the surface, so Instagram, X, and other things like that correctly, very, very, very minimal times are you going to get people not buying because of $5 if you have a very exclusive nature around your content. But lowest barrier to entry equals highest volume equals more speed, which is more data in more buyers for us. So you can see 50% off for 31 days, little sub message, and you can subscribe for 31 days. Very, very simple. It's an optimization that it's a must. You got to have it in order to sell the content at the prices we want. So make sure your OF page is absolutely optimized from that. Next is going to be competitor focused content plan. So you'll notice that the last thing that we do as far as onboarding is look at the content. So what we'll do is we'll analyze 5 to 10 competitors, what's working, what formats, angles, captions, emotions, posting times, literally everything. We will pick out 5 to 10 creators to genuinely study. This is going to be one of the most time-consuming aspects, but it is 100% necessary to get these creators, look at what's working so you can then plan content moving forward. And we turn all of that into a done-for-you content doc, which is exact shots, poses, hooks, vibes, and frequency. That way she's not guessing. You can see right here, this is the exact flow that we work with, is that we take the leading competitors, we look at a list of the top performing video styles. What we do is we have a software that we can click at the top of the page when we're on the Instagram account and add filters basis off of last 30 days, most viewed videos, and most engaged videos. We take those videos that were the top performing styles, obviously, and we use a commonality between those competitors. So we see out of all of the competitors that we looked at in their top performing videos, which ones are showing up across the board, and we take those and then we pick 1 to 2 to use for our own creator that we think will work the best basis off of our resources, and then continue with that. Following that, to make sure that this content is made correctly, we have an ideology call, and most agencies skip this. This is one of the biggest parts. We align expectations, deadline, mindset, communication, and boundaries. If you guys skip this, you will sabotage your retention and trust. Also, on this call, and this is like 2 to 4 days onto onboarding after this content plan is made, we will create a PDF content plan with different styles that we're trying from the competitor analysis that we did. And we have like a 30-minute meeting going over the content so she understands why what works. Why what works. When I say that, I mean, why does this video style blow up? Is it because the models usually have great facial expressions? Is it because there's a clean background? We make sure the model is also tapped in to why this content performs. That way, when she's filming and creating it, she has a very clear understanding of what she needs to do to be able to produce the best quality content possible. If you just tell your models to recreate this, their interpretation of that may be completely different. But if you can openly discuss that on a call with your creator, it's very easy to stick to a plan moving forward. That way you can save your time and not create content plans every single week over and over and over again. That's insanely redundant. Moving past this into phase 2, which is the marketing. In this, we are trying to get one thing. We are trying to get engineered virality or engineered views and not hoping for them. That's the biggest thing. A lot of you guys will post and pray not us. We want to track, we want to know what works. That's why we have so many of these little styles or these little funnels to make sure that we're getting the best of the best. So, first thing is going to be filler to vertical engine. A filler is basically personality content. When we get into your page, every single niche obviously has personality content, whether you're in the BBW niche and you tell dad jokes, or you're in just the girl next door niche and you like hiking, right? Whatever that personality flair is, those are going to be your fillers. Our verticals are what we get from the competitors when we do our competitor analysis. So that's going to be the engineered viral content. And this two-part system pumps consistency and spikes growth simultaneously. The reason why it's so important to have winning styles is because that's what's going to be growing your pages. Your personality content is just going to be keeping your pages there. It's going to be filling them up. It's going to be providing your audience with a personal side of you and not just, social media, I'm not real sort of vibe. You want to have that personal content, but the vertical content is what's actually going to be expediting and growing your pages when marketing. Moving on from this is going to be just daily consistency, 2 to 3 IG reels daily with each purpose or each with purpose. So fillers are going to warm the audience, like I was saying, warm the algorithm, and verticals are going to hunt for virality and see what's working. Every post has a separate role. So I really quickly want to talk about this. So with verticals, this is something that you guys need to also know when to double down on things, when to let go of things, what things are working, what things are not, etc., etc. So one style selection process that we live by, it's very, very simple, is you take those 2 to 3 styles. Let's say you have 3 different styles of content for verticals that you are posting to gain traction on that page that you got from competitors. So you take those 3 styles and you post 10 videos of each. Out of those 10 videos, I want you guys to track them. Track them in a Notion database, track them in an Airtable, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, but get the total views and get the engagement rate on each video. And out of those 10 of each, figure out which 2 styles overall perform the best. So add up all the views, add up the engagement rate from each 10 of each style, and then the 2 top performers of those 3 styles are what you are going to double down and keep working on. If one is, an outlier and one is significantly producing more, sometimes we'll double down on one, throw out the other 2, and implement another style. But you guys cannot just rely on one-time competitor analysis and then say, oh, I'm posting the best content I possibly can. That's not true. I've done that before and I have had a rude awakening. Sometimes the algorithm is simply different than what you think. It's at the end of the day, it's the algorithm, it's social media, it's unpredictable. So you guys need to be able to have systems in place to know if something's actually really performing or it just looks like it on paper. Because what you think your performance looks like versus actually what it does look like on paper and in the database is 2 completely different things. Next from that is going to be paid promotion, smart boosting. So we never promote random content, like just random reels, random shit. Like promotion, you guys don't need to use as, oh, if I just promote something with $10, it's beneficial. Not at all. We promoted the post rather on this models than the reels to grow her page with converting high spending fans. So why did we promote the post? With post, you can get away with spending a lot more money, but also getting a higher ROI on your post itself. So if you had a reel that had 1 million views, let's say it got 1 million views, and you had a post that 1 million people saw, that post is going to convert so many more fans. It's just how it is. Versus, because when you're scrolling through post, you're a lot more engaged and actually inclined to click on the profile, inclined to look at this person's other content. But when you're scrolling on reels, it's very rare that you click on to the creator's page. So what we did was we took highest quality images of our creator that we could at the beach in a bikini, really high quality, and we promoted that with $200 to $300, and that got thousands of likes, which converted to hundreds and hundreds of high-paying fans. And so that's why we make sure that we promote smartly and not just promote when we want to. And another part of this is that we only promote posts that already show clear traction. Why is this? Because Meta rewards winners, not experiments. You guys need to make sure before you promote any piece of content, whether it's reels, posts, whatever, that when you post it, it does pull more views than usual. It does pull the same amount, or if not a little better, because if you promote a post that is below average and you want it to be average, it's going to just be average or maybe even still below average. But if you promote a post that is doing exceptionally well with that added bonus of promotion, it's going to get a lot more views. And also, boys, just a reminder, you don't need millions of followers to generate high income. These are the two accounts that we had during those 2 months, July and August, of us managing this creator. Her main account, which had 22K followers, it had like 18K when we started. I believe now it's at like 30 something. And we also have a real account with 1277 followers. So you guys can see, very, very, very simple to generate this income. You just need high converting posts, high converting reels on a real account that are funneling to the main account, and then a very, very clear CTA in the caption, a one direct link funnel, and chatting that just converts like fucking crazy. But other than that, you also need model to model growth. This is huge for this creator that we did. So we collaborated with one other creator, but overall in the Fantra operating system, we collaborate with bigger creators in the niche, whether it's paid promos, shout outs, share for share, or story swaps. The reason why we do a lot of model to model rather than organic boosting or boosting from the Instagram app or babe pages or anything like that is because warmer audiences obviously convert faster than colder ones. That's obvious. But the second part of this is you're getting an audience that already wants your product, aka, like we stated, a warm audience. So having, let's say, 1,000 people come to your page from a babe page that probably has 90% Indian audience versus having 1,000 people come from a model account, even if you're paying $50 to $100 more, it's so much more worth it because of the conversions that you actually will get on the OF page. Lastly to this is the Twitter growth engine. So after we set up her IG, we didn't do it at the same time. This was probably moving closer into August. We ran a system on X, which is just daily posts, strategic replies, automated engagement, and controlled speed. Twitter was responsible for a small chunk in August. That's why we made a little bit of boosted income for her early growth. Within the first 3 weeks, she was pulling thousands of views consistently on X. Also, boys, with X is one of those platforms that you need good content. A lot of people think that you can just post nudes on X and pull thousands of views, which you can, but what you're indirectly doing by doing that is you're getting rid of all of the exclusivity and premium feel of that creator. You can no longer sell the content for as much as we do in the chats if your X is just flooded with nudity. That we ran a 100% safe for work content scheme on X and made sure that the premiumness still was there for our creator. Now, moving into phase 3, chatting, where the money actually comes in. So first off, welcome phase. Every single new subscriber gets a personalized DM, their name used in that DM, quick back and forth, early conversation, and preference questions. On those preference questions, we gather intel, their name, job, payday, kinks, spending behavior. That is gold later on when you can put that in the notes, save that for the next chatters, save that for when they're ready to spend a lot of money. It is gold to have. From there, we go into the connection phase, which is no selling yet. We're building the relationship, humor, flirting. We're setting the tone for the future of when they are going to be spending more and more money on this account. Some guys want a girlfriend vibe, some guys want explicit, some want validation, some want just attention. It's all different, and that's our job to identify and then adapt to that basis off of whatever that fan's needs are. And then moving from there, the reason why we convert so well is from those identifications, we have funnels and team structure to train our chatters on how to sell, when to sell, and who to sell to. So funnel A is warm buyers. So these are people who already have bought stuff. They get custom offers. So these are the more expensive PPVs, scripts, sequences, things like this. We're confident enough to sell these pieces of content to the people because they have bought small stuff in the past. We will not go into a nudity script with just anybody and anyone. They have to spend a minimum of X amount before they can actually go into any getting nudes or getting exclusive content or getting anything. We will not just sell random explicit videos. That's not what the GFE experience truly is if you commit to it. Funnel B is PPV buyers. So people that are engaged but not really custom ready. And when I say custom ready, that can mean a few things. Either A, they've been on the page a while now and they've been through the customs, or they don't really want customs, they just want the content itself. We tease, we build tension, and we drop the PPV. These are for our higher spenders, more of the whales. And then funnel C, which is either free subs, which won't happen for us, but for you guys, or cold fans, the people that just do little shit. What we do is we offer $3 to $10 micro offers to create the first purchase. And then once they buy, if they do, they're likely to buy again skyrockets. And the reason for that is we have a very tactical funnel on funnel C to make sure that they buy in small increments. So eventually, once they've spent, let's say $50 to $100, then we might start selling them onto a script or a custom. But Also with this in the team structure where we train, host, and manage all of our chatters, which is extremely important, we track everything. This is just a couple of screenshots from our Discord server. Everything is highlighted in red. I think all beginners should at least have, but you guys can just see we track everything. Everything is managed inside of here. It is very lucrative. So we know everyone who's coming into the fans page or to the OnlyFans page is getting as much as they possibly can as far as spending wise. Number 4 for the chatting is going to be the GFE full commit. We run the GFE experience. What includes this is a lot more than what just meets the eye. A lot of people think GFE means, oh, I'm just not going to sell nudity on the wall, or I'm not going to post nudity on X. It's so much more than that. You guys need whale alerts, escalation protocols, immediate intervention, specialized messaging, emotional pacing, objection handling, content restrictions that are purposeful. And this is how creators hit 6 figures fast. So let me just explain something to you guys. I had an example that I was showing a consultant of mine the other day of the chats, and they were asking basically for nudes. And in the chats, I was showing him, because he was also trying to run the full GFE experience with his model, that we don't just sell that outright. Our chatter replied to that message basically saying, sorry, my nudes are expensive, or they have a couple of lines. They have either, sorry, my nudes are expensive, I don't want to hurt your pockets, or I've never done something like that before. That creates extreme urgency and extreme desire in the fan, thus letting us sell Instagram stories basically for $40 to $50 and the higher exclusive content for hundreds. So not one viral video, it's not one mega fan, it's a machine running the GFE experience. This will affect everything, like I was saying, the wall content, off-app content, keeping it all safe for work and non-exclusive. You're not gaining fans by posting not safe for work on X by thinking you're pulling more views. You're only gaining freeloaders who won't spend money on the actual OF. Now, moving into phase 4, which is scaling and maintaining. A big part of OFM is scaling and maintaining, not just because it is the break point for a lot of agencies. A lot of agencies can't get past that 8-month, 1 year, 2 year mark of consistent earnings and growing their earnings. And so this is exactly how we grow and scale creators consistently. So one thing we always make sure is that we have weekly content planning. We never guess, never stall, never repeat. And every single day she gets fresh content ideas, winning trends, viral angles, and industry specific formats that we use for her niche. So the reason why we send that over daily and don't create this huge plan is because she constantly needs references. She constantly needs videos. She constantly needs what I call just reminder touches to make that content. Just say, hey, here's a link, we'll create it today. Hey, here's 3 links, get them done today if you can, right? But what we want to also make sure is that we're planning ahead. I don't plan monthly, I don't plan bi-monthly, I plan weekly. It's kind of the sweet spot in the middle. What we do is we plan weekly content styles. So what content are we continuing with basis off of the last week of tracking? We plan scheduled content, so just scheduling the content in the actual Instagram, and also collabs. If we're running collabs, if we know that, in a month from now, we're going to be at the same spot or it's not growing as fast as enough, we need collabs on the calendar. We make sure that we plan weekly, trying to get more and more subscribers. Like I was saying, planning anything past that 7-day mark will be too unpredictable. Plan 1 week in advance and watch your agency become less stressful. It's very simple, boys. Next from that is performance tracking. So we track pretty much everything. We track views, we track engagement, we track PPV open rates, conversion rates, chatter performance, revenue sources, everything. And if something dips, we fix it in 24 to 48 hours. We don't wait another 2 months, a month. I know some of you guys that will just either A, not track, which is just idiotic, or B, track and then realize that something just isn't working and continue with it. I don't get it. If you see something that isn't working or shouldn't be or is staying stagnant for way too long, fix it. Try something else. That's when you guys need to learn how to double down, when to let go, when to throw something out. You guys need to be able to track, to be able to see all of those things. What we did with this creator, our biggest thing for her was tracking on those real accounts. Because in the beginning, to be totally transparent, what we originally were going to do for her marketing was not what the algorithm wanted to see. Our videos were pulling 500 views, 600 views. That's why in the first couple of days, it didn't blow up that much. But once we analyzed what was working and what wasn't, we had one style, which was simply, honestly, a pretty stupid video. It was caption videos that had a joke in there that had them wait like 5-10 seconds before something popped. And when I say something popped, she just dropped her ass. But it was very, very simple in the fact that we just doubled down on that piece of content, tried a new style, and we started pulling more and more views. Now, third from scaling is relationship management. Creators don't leave agencies because of money. They usually leave because of lack of communication, clarity, support, trust, or feeling used or not heard. We treat creators like partners, not content output machines, boys. That's exactly why she stayed and kept growing and hit 200K per month. You guys need to set up relationship managers. You guys need to set up, if you can't afford a relationship manager, just talk to your model, send her daily messages. Fuck it. At one point when I was at like 20K, 30K a month a while ago, I would just send my models daily affirmations. Like dead ass. Like I'd send her a text, be like, it's a great day to have a great day. Kill it today. It's a great day to make some content. Sun is shining. I hope you're doing well. Like just send a message. Treat your creators like your friends, because at the end of the day, you are 50-50. Like if she leaves, your income also dips down. So make sure that you very well treat her good, or she's just going to leave, because 90% of the time it's not because of money. But overall, those are the 4 phases of how we took this creator from absolutely zero to $200,000 per month in only 60 days. I mean, something that honestly everyone can do, but nobody really does it in OFM. A lot of guys just, they lack. They lack on the systems, they lack on the infrastructure, they lack on organization. But if you are somebody who is at 3, 5, 10K a month, you need systems very bad. It is the one thing that has literally halted me from getting to the point where I am. It's the one thing that kept a lot of guys like Giuseppe, Niels, Levi, everyone that I used to work with, still do work with. Those are the people that have actually implemented systems and gotten to those $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 months. If you are somebody who is wanting to take OFM seriously, wanting to grow, wanting to maybe achieve levels like this, there is an application link that you can click in the description to apply. But like I said, it's not for everyone. If you're not serious about growing in OFM, you're not serious about this whole business model, it's not for you. But if you are, there's a link in the description and you know where to find it. But other than that, boys, that has been the entire breakdown of how I took the creator from 0 to 200K per month in 60 days. We went through a lot. I would also say, boys, really quickly, with this creator, some of the biggest things that worked and that was really well in this was promoting that post. I'm just going to call out a few of the biggest things so that you guys can use them as well. Was promoting the post. We got, I'd say, a good 25% of our traffic from that one post that we did. Super strategic move. Meta Business Suite is what we promoted it on. Targeted to the Explore page so that we got over and over again reach. Also with this, we made sure that our chatting was A1. Nobody was selling content as far as nudes go for under $100. Everybody was making sure that we capitalized and made every single dollar bill count. But other than that, the biggest things are really just consistent marketing, consistent chatting, and systems that actually print and make it not a headache to run this. We didn't get to 200K a month by running all over the place, guessing what's working. We tracked, we implemented systems, we had funnels, selections, and we made the best decision off of that. But other than that, boys, this has been the entire breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.